Here we go, chugging a couple of Stevie Weisers. Brian's not gonna make it. He's on his feet. Taking that chugging. Like those two.
Welcome back to the Dirty Dina studio and another edition of Bryan's Beers. Julia's liver's getting a week off this time. We're gonna change it up a little bit. I've got my friend Les with me.
How's it going, y'all?
Les, what's happening?
Drink your beer.
Nice. I like it. So, we are going to do an episode that is kind of brought on by a bit of a challenge. And this episode is brought to you by the beers that everything else in the world is brought to you by. Coors Light, Miller Lite, and Bud Light. They sponsor all the sports. We're all sporting Astros. Les maintains he can pick Miller Lite out of a lineup. I agree. I think I can too. But we're going to blind taste test all three. And joining us to be our test administrator, you may know him from Sea Space City, the intro to this, as he's chugging a Miller Lite with me. Give it up for Alan, folks.
Whoa,
As
slide in?
Collinsworth slides into the frame.
How's it going?
So, sit tight. We're going to start the blind taste test. Les, you're going to go first.
Alrighty.
All right, here's the beers. Alan, pour up the first one. We'll do these one at a time. And you'll note we koozied all the glasses so that you can't see the color. Not that there's much color difference between these three beers, but... And we're all sporting Astros gear because the Astros moved on. That's plenty.
Okay.
All right, so here we are, Les, with beer number one.
Beer number one, huh? Okay. Okay. It's gonna be Bud Light.
So for beer number one, Les has chosen Bud Light. Did he finish it?
No.
Oh, go ahead and finish it.
Oh, it's really Bud Light.
All right, here we are prepping round two.
More?
That's fine. All right. Now back to the studio we go. Little impromptu tour of my house. Here we are, beer number two.
Beer number two. I believe I know that one. I think that's Miller Lite. I think that's Miller Lite.
All right. Finish her off and we'll get beer number three.
It's kind of only one to go with
And
at this point.
beer number three.
Beer number three. A lot of foam there, bud.
Could have waited a little bit longer. About 20 seconds.
That's Coors Light. Has to be, right?
I mean, you could switch your picks after tasting them, but
Yeah, that one's almost sweeter though. I don't know. That Bud Light. I think I'm gonna swap 1 and 3.
go ahead.
I'm gonna swap 1 and 3.
Okay, so
Yeah.
1 you had as Bud Light,
Yeah.
and 3 you had as Coors Light. You're
Yeah.
switching your answers?
I think I'm gonna swap. That one was sweeter. Bud Light's usually sweeter, so I'm gonna go 1 and 3 swap.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, first pour.
Do not say what it is.
No, of course not.
Of course not.
Of course not.
We don't have the soundproof booth.
Soon to be coming though.
Yeah, right. If I ever win the lottery. All right. Do a little sniff.
Brian's obviously a little more, thorough
Yeah.
thorough than I am.
Just doubting myself.
Think wrong, you think wrong, or think long, you think wrong, Brian.
I'm going to go with Coors Light
Coors Light for number 1.
for number 1.
Alrighty. And here we go for number 2. Let's make sure to get some of that foam down this time.
Yeah, right.
Come on, look. A little more better pour. And number 2.
Make it a little challenging, though,
Oh, I get you. Brian gets the aroma of it.
I think I know this one on the aroma.
Mm.
I actually feel pretty confident about this one. I believe we have us some Bud Light.
Some Bud Light for number 2. Alrighty. Let's finish that one on up.
This is Brian's beers. We don't leave a beer unfinished.
No,
yeah,
sir.
of course not.
No beer will be left behind. Not on Brian's
Every can
beers.
will be left, turned, and squished.
That's right.
Oh.
And number 3.
Terrible.
Terrible. Terrible. That was terrible.
Fine.
It'll be
That's
fine.
a big boy.
You gave me number 2 pretty good, so yeah. I feel now it's even.
Holy head, Batman.
Yes. Well, I had to deal with number 2 that way, so here we
Goodness.
go. Number 3.
Well, now I'm starting to second guess myself.
Mm.
You're allowed to. I mean, hey, let's switch it up.
Oh, I'm definitely second guessing myself. So, here's the deal. Oh, hold on.
One more drink, just to make sure.
Oh.
Yeah, that was number 2 with me.
Man, this is tougher than I thought it was going to be.
I agree with you, Brian. I was pretty sure that I could detect and taste my Miller Lite for sure.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to switch it up. because this one is in fact Coors Light. I feel very certain about that.
Okay.
Making number 1 Miller Lite.
Okay.
So,
Final answer. All in.
final answer.
All done.
All right, so taste testing is complete. We have our guesses, and Alan is in here with the results. So, Les, what was your guess for number 1?
Number 1, I guess Coors Light.
And Alan, what was number 1?
Miller Lite, fortunately.
Miller Lite, the one that we thought we'd both be able to pick out.
No.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Number 2.
I took Miller Lite.
He took Miller Lite.
You got it wrong also. Wrong. That was Coors.
That was Coors Light.
Oh, okay.
Which means, by process of elimination,
I got number 3
he
right.
got number
Correct.
3, and he did call out that it was going to be sweeter.
And Bud Light is also the nastiest beer on the planet.
So 1 out of 3 for Mr. Les. And then over to Bryan.
So I guessed that number 1 was Miller Lite.
And that would be wrong. The first. Oof. No. First one was Bud Light.
Oh, I was really sure about that. Well, no, I wasn't sure about that at first.
So number 1 was Bud
Bud
Light.
Light.
Okay.
Number 2.
Number 2, I guessed Bud Light.
Ooh. Coors Light.
Coors Light. Oh, man.
And
And
And then because number 3 is Coors Light.
and it was actually Miller Lite.
So Les went 1 for 3. I went 0 for 3.
You Altuve'd.
And neither
Oh.
one of us got Miller
Little
Lite.
harsh. It's early.
We
That's too
Altuve'd.
soon.
We Altuve'd. Well, you know,
Hey, but the show still went on.
the show did still go on. We have determined that the beers that sponsor everything are apparently indistinguishable from each other. We were very certain on some of these picks.
I still blame it on the head that
the handler.
Yes. the
Oh,
handler.
you're blaming the
Yes.
test
On the head.
administrator.
Yes, I'm throwing the red flag. Throwing the red flag on this.
He might break something when he throws that challenge flag.
Got
Challenge
to.
on the play.
Challenge on the play.
So, turns out we can't blindly pick them. But thank you for watching this episode of Bryan's Beers. Les, thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and let's try to do this again with some that we don't drink every time.
There we go.
Maybe
I like
that.
it. I like it. Alan,
that.
thank you for
Alan, thank you.
being our test administrator, throwing deuces into the screen.
I don't want to jump on the table and
Catch.
Bill's Mafia.
Please don't.
Catch us on Facebook on the This Podcast Is None of Those Things Facebook page at None of Those Things. Catch us on Instagram at Bryan's Beer Show. And catch me on Twitter at @this_those. Les, do you have any social medias you want to drop in there?
Lester Garvey on Facebook, man. That's I'm not a social media person.
And Alan, you can catch him on Facebook at...
Space City Recreation and Entertainment Facebook page.
Catch him on Instagram at...
Space City SRE.
And on Twitter at...
Space City RE.
And listen to the Space City podcast featuring me and Alan. And with that, remember, there's no such thing as a bad beer.
Here we go, chugging a couple of Steve Wise. Surprised I got late.